Hello players, today we're going to challenge the 25 focus achievement. I thought it would be similar to the 50 strength achievement or even easier due to the number being half as 50. However, there's many things the Defect doesn't have compared to the Ironclad. For example, the Ironclad has this power card that increases strength at the start of your turn, and a relic that would increase your strength at the start of your turn while also increasing the enemy strength. It also has Limit Break, which doubles your strength. Unfortunately, the Defect does not have any of these things with focus. It does have a relic that increases focus by 1 and power cards that increases the focus for 1 time. So that alone is really not enough. So the only card I can think of doing this achievement with is Consume, which is a skill card that increases your focus in exchange for losing an orb. I believe this card works the best with the Inserter relic, but unfortunately I didn't get it in this run. And I don't want to lose all of my orb slots because most of my damage is done via orbs. So I need my orbs to win the fight. That's why I got the power card Capacitor, which will increase my orb slots. I was also very lucky to get a unique Capacitor relic that lets me start off with 3 extra orb slots. And with these extra orb slots, we now have enough to lose. So now all that's left to do is to start the fight with Frost, so we didn't end up killing the enemy before we gained 25 focus. This is also why I chose to do the 25 focus at the very final boss, because honestly when you have enough orb slots, Consume can be just too overpowered and finishing off the enemy too easily. The final boss does the best at tanking through. Of course, I also try to get other things that boost focus whenever I can, such as the power card that increases focus. One power card to be careful is the Bias Cognition, because it will actually decrease your focus for every turn onwards. So we cannot play it too early because it's just going to make our progress slower in the long run. However, it's certainly a very good card to have if you're at like 22 focus and you really need it just that little bit more and you don't have another focus card at hand, because we only need to reach 25 focus at some points and we don't need to retain it until the end of the combat or anything. Unfortunately, the boss wants some status cards, so it's going to take me longer to get my focus cards. I think for this boss, while we're waiting, we should at least aim to defeat one of them first, so we don't risk taking damage at every turn. Be careful to not channel any more zaps, because when your focus gets too high, it might just accidentally kill the enemy. I probably also suggest avoid playing power cards that will channel lightnings as a trigger, such as whenever you get unblocked damage, channel a lightning. No, we don't want to channel any here. I think there was like a achievement for getting a very high amount of block or something, and perhaps the Defect could be used to get it as well, but I remember I did it with the Ironclad since it had the double defense card. If we had Calipers here, then we probably would have gotten it again. Anyways, notice that we're at 22 focus and we have the Bias Cognition card. This is a good time to play it. And with that, we got the achievement. Finishing off the boss will be very easy to do. Now we can get rid of the restriction of avoiding channeling lightnings. I don't believe it's necessary to play Consume anymore, so I will not. Even so, from now on, focus will decrease by 1 every single turn, but we do have more than enough to finish off the boss. Somehow, I'm still not getting any cards to channel any lightnings, but luckily I do have some attack cards, and as long as I have enough defense, I can make sure that I don't die. And it's also good to have some zero cost attacks. They are quite helpful here. Now, all that I have to do is just to get through the fight like usual. I think we're gonna be fine even if we never end up getting lightning, because Claw can be pretty powerful if we play multiple times. Even though we ended up channeling 2 lightnings, but we still finished the boss without it.